You're now outside the Beltway. I'm John Fredericks. Your blowtorch, your free speech, live in Washington, D.C. My favorite segment of the week, month, years. My good friend, Dr. Peter McCullough, is joining us. He's the Chief Scientific Officer for the Wellness Company. It's his company. It's his vision of what he put together is unbelievable. And he's joining us now. He's been right about everything. Dr. McCullough, thanks for being with us today. You there, Peter? There we go.
Thanks for having me.
Listen, you've been right about everything. I tell you, you're batting 1,000. I say this every time you get on. I'm still waiting for you to be wrong about something. I want to talk about these vaccines now because it's raising everybody's concern. 85% of Americans had one of these shots, including me, including my wife, Ann, for whatever reason. Various reasons back at the time, 85% of all Americans got one shot. The heart problems being traced back to this now are reaching an alarming, shocking amount. What are we doing about it?
John, I think you and your wife should get an antibody level against the spike protein. This is available through LabCorp. The company that does the assay is Roche. And this test ranges from 0.8 to over 25,000. We'll have a sense, a proxy for how much spike protein got loaded in your body and that of your wife's from the vaccine. Low risk numbers are clearly below 1,000. Now we're finding patients below 5,000 probably are going to be okay. And then, of course, the McCullough protocol based spike protein detoxification is the solution. We will see antibody levels go down. We've documented this now, published it, and that is the ultimate spike detox. 2 capsules twice a day from the Wellness Company can be advanced to 4 capsules twice a day, must be taken on an empty stomach. At least a year of doing this. I've done it myself after having COVID multiple times, saw the antibody levels go down, feel much better. John, is the way to go.
So you can get these. So you go to twc.health/Godzilla, twc.health/Godzilla, right? And you can get the spike protein there. What when you go to the site, what are they exactly called so people know what to look for?
The lead product is the Ultimate Spike Detox. So take a look at that Ultimate Spike Detox. That's what most people who took the vaccine or who have long COVID should be looking for. Those who just want general protection, they feel fine, then the spike support product would be the product fit there. In order to get the antibody level, you can ask your doctor or go to the Wellness Company, have a virtual appointment and just have the doctor order it. I order it every day in my practice now. It's routine.
All right, just go to twc.health/Godzilla, get your Ultimate Spike Detox there. I'm taking it. Ann's taking it. I don't want to take any chances, especially at my age.
Right.
She's much younger than me, obviously. I married up, dude. Anyway, married young, I married up. It's an absolute way to go for you guys out there, bro. That's just my suggestion. But if you have a significant other and they've taken this shot, whatever you want to call it, make sure they get their Ultimate Spike Detox. Okay, let's get to some of the news. Robert F. Kennedy Jr., last week, waxing his entire vaccine, whatever you call it, people that were there giving him advice. He fired them all and hired all new people. And of course, he came under fire for hiring sycophants to his anti-vaccine beliefs. What are your thoughts on that, Dr. Peter McCullough?
Prior to the pandemic, none of us had even heard of ACIP or the Advisory Panel for Immunization Practices. Nobody had even heard of it. It turns out it's been around since the 1960s. It's basically a vaccine promotional rubber stamp panel that puts out a schedule that ultimately all the children take because this panel and it is a federal panel. It's actually under federal law. It's not independent of the government at all. Has 29 liaison organizations, including the American Academy of Family Practice, American Academy of Pediatrics. So it's not independent. And what Kennedy did is he just cleaned house. He's setting some new panel members. And what I want to see is I want to see people who on the panel who see patients, who see vaccine problems, who are clinically experienced, have a wealth of publications with data, The new panel members right now, there's a review out on science advisory. They've just chosen a few panel members, but on average, they have 11 papers on average on vaccines. The prior panel had on average about 49 peer-reviewed publications on vaccines. So Kennedy is going to need to really beef it up with people who are scientifically accomplished, well-published, clinically experienced, in order to have a panel that's going to be credible. Otherwise, he's going to be under continued attack.
Well, I don't think it doesn't seem like he's got one now. It seemed like he staffed it with people that have his particular point of view, which is, look, he's he's Secretary of HHS. He's got that prerogative to do that, but it did raise some eyebrow. I'm going to give Bob Robert F. Kennedy Jr. the benefit of the doubt here. I mean, I'm a supporter of his. I like everything he's done. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. By the way, I forgot to mention, when you order your Spike Detox, which is twc.health/Godzilla, and you get that to make sure you don't have those high levels of the spike protein, you want to be sure you use promo code Godzilla, because that's going to get you 10% off. And I forgot to mention that promo code Godzilla, you're going to get 10% off. So you want to be able to save that money. Let's get to the health situation in this country. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. also now saying that he's concerned that these vaccines are leading towards autism. And I think it was Dr. Kelly Victory was on early in the week, and she gave me a stunning statistic. This was stunning, Doc. Dr. Kelly Victory, who, by the way, should have been Surgeon General, sidebar, my opinion, said in 1968, there were 8 vaccines for children. 8. Now, there's like 164, and 64 you're supposed to take or something. I mean, it was some enormous number. I mean, what's the deal here?
Yeah, the great concern here is that the vaccine schedule, rubber stamped by this ACIP committee, has become excessive, and it's not risk stratified. Nobody, can opt out of it. Parents are getting very concerned. We're approaching 10% of children, by the way, John, where the parents say no vaccines, none. They're just out, and that number is increasing. So, boy, this new panel, if you can get a qualified panel seated, they need to really dig in on safety and not just keep rubber stamping more vaccines. Don't forget, this ACIP panel is the one that rubber stamped the COVID vaccines for children down to age 6 months old. There were no supportive studies for that, and it's frankly dangerous to give kids that small the COVID shots. And so what we know is that autism is skyrocketing. A paper by Mawson and colleagues in the journal Science, Public Health Policy and the Law, 49,000 Medicaid children in Florida, the rates of autism in kids who didn't have any visits for vaccines, 1.1%. That rate was 2.9% in the kids who had had one or more vaccine visits. So the vaccines given in combination are clearly a risk factor for autism, and they should be intensively studied.
Doc, are we at the point now where there is a movement to uproot what we're calling the pharma deep state?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, John, there is, and you know who's leading the charge? You'd be surprised on this. On the left, Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders is proposing legislation to get pharmaceutical advertising out of TV and in the media. And the reason why this is so important, it's not just the dollars that big pharma spend, for nighttime TV. My wife says virtually every commercial is for some new drug. But once the pharmaceutical companies have their advertising contracts, they control the narrative for the entire media platform. So you can imagine Pfizer gets a contract with, ABC or CNN, what have you. They can tell them, listen, we don't want to see any negative stories on the Pfizer COVID vaccine. That's how it works. Tucker Carlson exposed this, now several months ago. So we need to join the rest of the world and get rid of pharmaceutical advertising. Boy, RFK should really unite with Bernie Sanders and let's break this.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you can stop the money flowing, I mean, we were watching over the weekend, obviously, the riots, and we wanted updates on that. So we watched various, news network, Fox, whatever, and every single ad on these stations, Fox, Newsmax, it didn't matter what it is, every ad was a pharmaceutical ad. And the thing about these ads is these drugs you never heard of. And like the symptoms are like, well, if you have this, you have that, you have, take this. And then, the ad's a minute and 40 seconds of it is just his disclaimers, you could die from this. I mean, it's incredible, but you're right. They're giving this money. You just need to cut that off. And there's other countries that don't allow it, Doc.
That's true. It's just United States or New Zealand. I think if we got rid of pharmaceutical advertising, probably CNN would have me on and they'd start talking about vaccine myocarditis, for instance. But there's no way CNN or MSNBC or, the mainstream media is going to have me on because they're locked down with this pharmaceutical advertising contracts. And so they don't want any bad news coming out on their products.
Well, too many hundreds of millions of dollars in advertising is at stake. And so, broadcasters and print media have faced this battle for a long time. It's the influence of their customers. Like, what is it? I remember the newspaper business, you would have all these car dealer ads and, somebody would write a negative story about a particular vehicle and they'd threaten to pull their advertising, which was, tens of thousands of dollars a week. So you get all that going on. I've only got a couple of minutes, but right here, I've got my medical emergency kit. If you don't have one of these, you're nuts. I'm just telling you, man, every family has got to get one of these from Dr. McCullough. The number of times that my wife, Ann, and I have utilized this is off the charts, and our son, Joe. We've got several of these. We travel with one 100% of the time, but it's right at your fingertips. And your guidebook is in there. You got antibiotics. You've got hydroxychloroquine. You've got all the things that you need. Ivermectin is here. Your Z-Pack, it's all here. It can all get prescribed. And the thing is, with it, you can get doctor's visits online. My doctor is Dr. Bradford. Now, he's not always available. My secondary is Dr. Kelly Victory. I don't know how many times we've called them up. You FaceTime them. Hey, we got this problem. He's like, open up your medical kit, take this. And we don't have to go to the emergency room, fight the illegals. We don't have to do anything. All we have to do is get our emergency and medical kit. Now go to twc.health/Godzilla, twc.health/Godzilla, promo code Godzilla. You're going to get 10% off, and everybody should have one of these. And Doc, I don't know. I've only got a minute. I don't know how you have put all these great doctors together, but all the doctors that come on our show, and two of them are actually our physicians for the family via FaceTime, Dr. Bradford and Dr. Kelly Victory. I don't know how you get these people, but they're great doctors, Doc. So,
well, it's a point of pride. I've been a part of the selection of each and every one of them from the very beginning with the leaders at the wellness company. Now, this is not pharmaceutical advertising. Let me point this out. The drugs are all generic. They come from our wellness company, Pharmacy. This is promotion of a clinical strategy. And John, I just had a trip to Africa. I went on a safari, and boy, I was glad I had the kit. We used the hydroxychloroquine for malaria prophylaxis. My wife got sick a couple times. We had an immunocompromised person actually develop a cut when we were going on a hike in the deep jungle. So I had to use treatment there. Thank goodness I had a wellness company emergency kit.
That's right. That's all you have to do. And then you get if you subscribe, you get a doctor with it. You don't need that because you got the guidebook right here. But also, Dr. Bradford has incredible bedside manner, right? It's always so, no matter what the problem is, and he comes on with that FaceTime, he's always like, hey, how you guys doing? Oh, that's fine. No problem. He's got that nice bedside manner. Kelly Victory, a little bit different style. Dr. McCullough, thanks for being with us. twc.health/Godzilla, promo code Godzilla, 10% off. Thank you, Doc.